I have received such a good question. The question is, why should one be content if one is filled with disorder and one is unconsciously doing harm to themselves and others? And I so relate to that question. I really, really relate. And it's also why I wanted to make a video about it. I completely get what you're talking about. It is difficult to see how you can be content in your life if you're self-harming and if you have a disorder, or if you have an anxiety, a depression, or you just lost a loved one. It's very, very difficult to see how we can be content with life then. But the thing is that in order to understand non-duality and understand these things that I talk about on this channel, the first thing you need to be aware of is about duality, that everything is dual, that you have everything present at the same time, all the time. So when your ego or the one that sees itself as a separate self, when that part is filled with an anxiety or depression or is self-harming in any way, then at the same time, you are also, because it's dual, you're also the authentic. You're also the one that is observing and actually has the ability to be present with what is, without any kind of judgment, without any kind of comparing, and just being with what is. You're that all the time. You're both all the time. So in the moment, for example, where you say, why should one be content if one is filled with disorder and one is unconsciously doing harm to themselves and others? So let's say you and we are in an argument and you are really, really such a twat towards me and you say horrible things, and in the moment you really mean it, but afterwards you reflect and you go like, actually I could have done that differently. In that moment, it's difficult for you to be content with the action that you did if you did harm towards me, let's say. At the same time, what I'm saying is, at the same time, when you reflect and you see, okay, I could have done that differently, at the same time, you can find the part of you that is growing out of the experience, that is using that experience to grow with and to see, okay, this is bigger than me. Right now, there's a teaching moment. Right now, I can learn that next time I'm in a fight, next time I'm in a fight with Pernille, I can breathe and just be with what is. And instead of being influenced by all my chemistry, everything that is happening in my body, I can observe what is happening and just be present. That is when you create the space for you. So what I'm saying is that in the dual part of life, you are a twat, but you're also a very, very kind person, you know? And you're both at the same time. And it doesn't matter what you choose. I'm not here to say that you should choose not to be a twat and always be kind. Not what I'm saying. That's completely up to you. And it doesn't matter. Whatever you choose doesn't matter. You're still gonna get sick, get old and die, so it doesn't really matter. What matters is for the part in you that is reflecting and asking this question, because you see that part of your actions in your life have not been skillful. And you reflect on that and see, okay, I have done harm towards myself and I have done harm towards others. I would like to do differently. Because what you did has created suffering for the other part, but also for you. That's why you're asking. So you have already taken the step into the reflection of where you're finding out how you can release a hook in you. Because everything is dual, because everything is happening at the same time, and you're both a twat and you're kind at the same time, you have access to both all the time. Which means that when you feel an anxiety or when you feel depression, you have access to calm and being present in the moment. And what you do is that you create space for what is. If you feel an anxiety, let's say you're self-harming, let's say you're a cutter. I have no idea about you, but let's say you're a cutter and you cut yourself. In the moment when you cut yourself, right before you cut yourself, you have the gap to calm. Right when you're cutting yourself, you have a gap to calm. And right after you have cut yourself, you have a gap to calm. That gap to calm is there always, all the time, no matter what you do. So what you're doing doesn't matter. And if you understand that, it doesn't matter either. It's only for you to have a more pleasurable time when you're here and to grow, to understand how you are much bigger than what you're actually making yourself believe. No, than what you're actually allowing yourself to believe at the moment. We all of us have both in us at the same time, but all of us are horrendous people and amazing people at the same time. And you can access that part of you that are present with what is. And when you can be present with what is, then you can also create space for the part of you when you are a twat toward other people. So the contentment is there all the time. If you can't see it, it's because you're focusing on something else. If you are focusing on what should be different, for example, when you say, why should one be content if one is filled with disorder and one is unconsciously doing harm to themselves and others? Then you're focusing on, you're doing harm to yourself and others. I do not want to do harm on myself and others. I would like not to do harm. So you are in that comparison. And that is the ego. That is the one that believing in a separate self. And where you are experiencing your entire chemistry. If you instead pull yourself into the observer part, into the one that is creating space for you right now, saying, okay, I do not want to harm other people. I am harming other people. I do not want to harm others. I do not want to harm myself. I am harming myself. I do not want to harm myself. Can I create space for the part of me that do not want to do it? I still do it. I do not want to do it. Can I create space for that? And in that, you can find space and contentment. Because as long as you want something else than what is, you're creating even more suffering for yourself. So I hope this helped and this was an answer you can use. If you have any more questions, please ask me again. I really, really appreciated your question. Thank you.